Hello and welcome to the theElpyDimension. I am your guide, Elpy, and this is episode 5 of my seed table talks. It's been a little minute, I know, but we're back. So today I'm going to be talking about greens and what greens I'm thinking about growing for the 2025 season. And I'm going to try to make this pretty quick because this is a pretty big pile, but one thing to note that's interesting is a lot of these greens I think are also considered herbs, but I'm going to go ahead and refer to them as greens. And the other cool part about greens is that, lost my train of thought. The other cool part about greens is that a lot of times you can grow them in densely. You know, you can grow a whole bunch of them in a small space, and they're pretty, most of them. Well, okay, a lot of these are new to me. Why don't I just stop talking and go ahead and get into it? Okay, I'm going to tell you right now, a theme that you are going to see is mustard greens. I love mustard greens, and I'm excited to try a whole bunch of different kinds this year. I do believe that greens, I can grow a lot of these. It's not insane for me to say I'm going to grow all of these this season. That is, if I'm willing to grow a little bit at a time and pull the plants and try something new, and which I've said in a previous video I'm not very good at doing. But okay, Florida broadleaf mustard. I've grown this before and I did enjoy it. It certainly was a broadleaf. Like I don't know a green in here that isn't frost tolerant. But mustard greens are a brassica, which if you don't know, the brassica family is composed of mustard greens, arugula, broccoli, cabbage, collards, cauliflower, and many more, kale. Okay, not just for the South. Large leaves have a delightful, mildly spicy flavor packed with nutrition, versatile in the kitchen. I didn't grow a lot of these, but they do have less of a spicy flavor, just as the packaging says. Okay, Tatsoi mustard. I've grown this a lot. One of my birds really enjoys this. Well, they both do, but one more than the other. And it does form a really pretty rosette. I've not found this to be as cold tolerant as some others have, meaning it'll grow in the cold, but mine died in the winter. I didn't grow it this winter, but in previous seasons. So I've grown this a lot. I've grown this inside as well as outdoors. And you see this is also a part shade. I don't think this one says, but it can handle full sun or part sun, which is always a good one. So yeah, this is, and it's got, I wouldn't say it has a mustardy flavor. It's more of a sort of grassy green flavor, in my opinion. Okay, this one I taped shut so it wouldn't spill, which I discovered that I know which packet it is, but somehow this little seed is spilling. Anywho, okay, so this is an arugula. I'm not going to untape it. I grow a lot of arugula. I've grown it in big bunches. I've saved seeds from it. I've let it just go to seed, and I have a lot of volunteer arugula, especially last year. And arugula, I didn't love it as much as before, but in the last several years growing it, I've just become a huge fan of it. It's great in ramen. It's great in smoothies and salads, of course. But I love this flavor, and so do my birds. So here's another variety of arugula. I believe it's more commonly referred to as rocket in the UK, overseas in Europe. Correct me if I'm wrong, please. But this is the Astro variety, brand new to me. Frost tolerant, 32 to 55 days. So we could be picking greens from this in 32 days, which is awesome. And it says that this has stellar qualities, slower to bolt, wider leaves, and a milder flavor when young, all make for a real winner, an excellent cut and come again crop. Arugula really is a cut and come again crop. However, as it refers to bolting, it does bolt, I've found, rather quickly. Okay, another brand new one to me, Giant of Bertrua Malokia. I've never heard of this. I just got this. Corchorus olatorius, giant of Bertrua malochia, 45 to 60 days, a tasty, versatile, and extremely heat-tolerant leafy green of the Middle East and Africa. Tall, upright plants will grow up to 10 feet. One of the tastiest tropical spinach substitutes and can be enjoyed raw or cooked. The pods are also edible. It says to cold stratify these 4 to 6 weeks. Okay, I better remember that. So one major reason that I went with this is because it says that it's a extremely heat tolerant leafy green, which a lot of these are not. So I thought it would be nice to have something growing in the hotter months, have some greens growing in the hotter months as well. Hey, let's see if we can get it to grow 10 feet. While we're talking about more hardy, heat tolerant greens, I've found that Swiss chard is a green that you can grow basically all year long. And there's a whole lot of different varieties. I've not found that they really taste different. Although with that said, there is one variety that the Luculus, I kind of like more. My birds enjoy this. What I want to show you is, do you recognize these seeds? If you don't already know what I'm about to say. They look like beet seeds, don't they? That's because Swiss chard is in the same family as beets. And they're in the same family as spinach. Now the spinach leaves are different, but they're also big and chunky. Unlike Swiss chard, spinach, which can grow in part sun, is not a very heat tolerant green. I've struggled to get big plants. I've been able to germinate spinach and get some harvest, but they just don't get very far with me. But I would like to try again this year. My birds do like spinach as well. However, spinach and there are other greens contain oxalic acid, which in large quantities can inhibit the absorption of calcium. So it's something to consider if you are someone who is at risk for osteoporosis or just have issues with calcium absorption. It doesn't mean ask your doctor. I'm not a doctor. I'm just telling you what I'm learning along the way. I'm not by any means a medical person, or I don't know. I'm just a gardener sharing things with you. So go ask your doctor. But I believe that you don't want to eat a whole bunch of spinach all the time. And the main reason I bring that up is because it's the same is true for birds. If you feed spinach to, I'm talking about pet birds, parrots in particular, you don't want to give it to them often. Just give it to them once in a while. Okay, so kale is another cold tolerant but not heat tolerant. And this is Miro Toscana. This one I've seen M.I. Gardner grow. He had some really big, hardy, awesome looking plants in the winter. I just started growing this last year, and the plants are still out there trying to grow, so I can't really speak too much to the plant. But 21 days potential harvest when they're small. That's pretty awesome. And I'm not a huge fan of the taste of kale, but my birds like it. It's really healthy for you, and there's a lot you can do with it. I like to enjoy putting greens in my ramen, also cutting them up and putting them in other soups or eggs, or, sauteing them down in a mix. That's pretty nice, especially with butter. So we'll go ahead and read this one. Also known as dinosaur kale, black Tuscan kale, black cabbage, and black palm. Vigorous dark green to black leaves of this 18th century heirloom are favored by gourmets. Harvest tender young baby greens for fresh salads in just 21 days when 2 to 4 inches tall, or grow full-size plants in about 2 months. Try kale and pasta and Tuscan kale pesto recipes inside this packet. That's one thing I really love about Botanical Interest, is they have a ton of information. They've got information on the front, and then they load you up with information as well as a picture of the seedling. These are the cotyledon leaves, also called the seed leaves, and then these are the true leaves, the first true leaves. But also inside, if you've never purchased from Botanical Interest, which was bought by Kevin at the Epic Gardener. Look at this. There's so much more information all inside here. Family, it's native to Europe, hardiness, plant dimensions, variety information, general kale information, special sowing instructions, optimal growing conditions, harvesting, other information, and then there's some recipes. So that's a pretty sweet thing about botanical interest seeds. Okay, crisp mint romaine. I feel like I've talked about this already. I'm just growing this. I've not yet tasted it because the biggest plants that I had out there, it's not mint at all. It's just it's a really pretty looking romaine. The biggest plants I had out there were frost burnt, freezer burnt. Okay, it got really cold in the covered hoop house and they did not survive. But they are growing in my covered hoop houses, so we'll see sooner than later what these taste like. Red Giant mustard. This is one of the first mustards I ever grew, and it is, this picture does not do it justice when it first starts growing. I love the vibrant purple and green, especially when it's young, and the contrast of the purple and the green is just fabulous. And this was the first time I really tasted a really spicy mustard, and I was like, whoa, this is fantastic. I just couldn't wait to put it on a burger or a sandwich. I put it in tomato sandwiches. On tomato sandwiches, I also make tomato wraps, and I've let this go to seed many times and saved seeds from it. I know I have these could be some of the seeds I saved, but it's frost tolerant. This isn't one that I would grow in my hoop houses over the winter. But it is an excellent. It says Red Giant's mustard. Big, bold maroon leaves with lime veins are as delicious as they are ornamental in the garden. That's so true. Or a container. Excellent pickled, wilted, or raw in salads. I've not tried pickled mustard greens. Red Giant's mustard flavor intensifies in older leaves and hot weather, providing hints of horseradish. That is so true. This traditional Asian green is faster growing and spicier than traditional southern mustards. Cold tolerant and bolt resistant. This packet sells up to 112 feet. I don't know about bolt resistant. I don't know about that. But maybe slower to bolt than some. This is a, excuse me, I think I'm getting sick again. It's, anyways, Mabuna mustard. Looks a lot like a weed, doesn't it? It almost made me not want to get it. Used in specialty Asian cooking, Mabuna, that says Manuba. Okay, Mabuna mustard is also great in salads, soups, stir fries, sauteed. This tender Asian green can be enjoyed young and older as the flavor is not as spicy as other mustards. If you are looking for an option to preserve these greens, this variety is even good for pickling. Plants grow from a center base that causes the leaves to splay outward and not grow upright. This gives plants a very grassy, unique shape that looks amazing in the garden. Part shade. Yeah, so I just want to give this a shot. Why not? Because I'm on a mustard kick, right? Look at this beauty. Mustard gay. Is it gay or gai choi? Had to have this. 40 to 60 days frost tolerant. A true Chinese mustard with robust mustard and peppery flavor. Use with other aromatics to diversify your stir fries and salads. Pickled gai choi recipe inside packet. Yeah, I'm stoked about this one. Pungent classic Chinese mustard flavor is enjoyed predominantly in Chinese, Korean, and Japanese cuisines. Also known as Indian mustard, mustard cabbage, and swato mustard. Gai choi has curled leaves that form a head and has wide, crunchy stems. The flavor is mild when young and makes an excellent baby green. Heads form as plants mature. Cooking also softens the flavor. Enjoy as a salad green in just 40 days and braise, stir fry, or pickle when mature. You can imagine that this was what really appealed to me. I like the idea of having a mustard with some crunchy stems and just, sounds interesting. Which makes me think about this one. This one I just got over the holidays. Unzen Kobu mustard. Pretty cool, huh? Brassica juncea variety integrifolia. 45 days, this mustard has a knotted, bumpy base and sweet flavor with just enough pungency to make your nose tingle. This easy-to-grow brassica can be eaten raw, pickled into traditional sukimono, or stir-fried and swirled into ramen. Plants grow like other mustard greens, such as komatsuna. I don't have I've never grown komatsuna, but I do have it. So I like that description. Tolerant of heat and frost, but best planted in cool spring or fall conditions. Another one, excuse me, another one that I find interesting that there's, we can also enjoy the stem of it, sort of crunchy, like Swiss chard often is. Claytonia miner's lettuce. I've been growing this a lot unintentionally because it readily self-seeds. And I planted it. I heard about it from James Prigioni, which my heart goes out to him as his little sidekick, awesome little Tuck, passed away. I believe he said he was 14 years old, which that's fantastic that they had so many years together, but that doesn't make the pain any less. So prayers for you, James Prigioni, and everyone who loved Tuck. What a cool little dog, man. Really, what a cool dog. If you don't know who I'm talking about, go check out James Prigioni. It's Prigioni. Yeah. Okay. So this is a very cold, hardy green. I planted this in my covered hoop houses. And mainly it really takes off in the spring. And, excuse me, the first leaves, the young leaves, look more like a sort of paddle, almost like a lily pad on a long stem. And then these are the mature leaves that form flowers. And they really grew like this crazy mat and self-seeded. And they taste a lot like grass. They have an interesting taste and texture, but they are very nutritious and really easy to grow. And they're great. A nice little addition to salads, soups, and smoothies. This super green is cold hardy and has a high dose of vitamin C. Perfect for the cut and come again garden. That's so true. The most cold tolerant of all greens. Grows native in moist areas of the U.S. and will grow year-round in the Northwest or in a greenhouse. Enjoy in soups, lightly steamed, or added to salads. Becomes bitter when hot, so make sure to harvest in the morning when the dew is still fresh on the leaves. Harvest secondary leaves, but make sure to leave some if you want to reseed on its own. Sure, I recommend this. La Rosa leaf lettuce. Just got this. Beautiful. I want to grow more lettuce just because it's nice in a salad, and I don't grow a lot of lettuce. I grow a lot of other sort of strange greens, so why not be, have a little bit more normal. Is a curly dark purple leaf lettuce. This lettuce variety has a very mild greens flavor. Does extremely well in containers. Yeah, okay. Salad Burnett. This might be more of an herb. A Mediterranean variety has a light and delicious cucumber flavor. That got me. The flavor profile has a nutty cucumber flavor. Okay, you just told us that. Primarily paired with salad greens or dressings, this variety will taste amazing in any cucumber dish. Oval-toothed leaves grow on an herb-like plant. And so maybe this is more like an herb. I'm actually, don't tell anybody, but I'm probably going to grow this for the, as one of my Planter Garden TV Herb Garden Challenge plants. It just sounds really interesting and tasty. Okay, my order was packed with pride from Hobby Lobby. That didn't belong there. So this is that little black seed that is spilling out somehow. Amaranth, white beauty amaranth. Isn't that beautiful? And again, I love when they're utilizing the stem. Amaranthus tricolor, 90 to 100 days. A very beautiful amaranthus from South India. The creamy pearlescent white stems contrast perfectly with the lush green leaves, which are not only visually striking, but also tender and tasty, ideal for stir fries. What I found really interesting was, it says packed for 2025, right? Overpacked due to low germ 50%. Overpacked due to low germination, which means that only 50% of the seeds typically germinate. And that, wow, that was really interesting to me. And for those of you who know, is this more of what you would refer to as callaloo, or are all amaranths callaloo? This I will grow to eat more as a green than allow it to flower as I do the others. Sorry, my voice is... Probably shouldn't have decided to do this. Wasabi arugula. Do I need to say more? You get that I love that I'm digging on the mustard, and we got wasabi and arugula. What? That's so cool. Diplotaxis eurocoides. 35 days. The 8-inch tall plants with unassuming, softly serrated leaves are a delightfully spot-on replacement for that pungent, horseradishy condiment that is so loved with sushi. The wasabi arugula is perfect for salads, for topping sandwiches, and is so open to creative culinary interpretation. I'd love to try to like mash this down and like making a wasabi with it. Can I do that? Oh, we're gonna have fun with this. Ideal temperature 40 to 70. That's sweet. Minimum full sun. I don't know why it says minimum full. 4 to 8 hours. 4 hours. So this thing can handle some shade. Really excited about that one. Luculus Swiss chard is, oh, how'd you get there? This is one I like. I don't know that it tastes any different than the other ones, but hey, it's pretty, you know. And another, and like I said, Swiss chard is pretty heat tolerant, and they get pretty big, although we tend to eat them small. Freckles romaine lettuce. I tried to grow this last year, and I did not have any luck. I don't think it was the seeds so much as the soil. I had issues with other plants that I tried to grow. Fast to mature, this is a fun take on the traditional romaine lettuce. It has a cool pattern and the taste is a bit more bold than traditional romaine. You can grow it to full size or pack seeds in a container and simply cut and grow to have a harvest all season long. I'm probably going to grow a lot of greens in my green stock. But yeah, doesn't this just look cool? I thought so too. Mosh, or corn salad. This is an interesting, it kind of tastes like spinach, I would say, but another very cold, hardy. Actually, I have some out in my, if you've seen any of my visits to the covered hoop houses outside in the, you know, it's winter here right now, then I've pointed out there is a corn salad plant that self-seeded there. And it's a nice, tasty little unassuming plant. Corn salad, otherwise known as mosh, is a salad green renowned for its flavor and use in high-class restaurants. High in plant-based protein, fiber, vitamin C, and K, this green not only is delicious, but it is also nutritious. Plant mosh in early spring and let it reseed for a cut-and-come-again crop. Absolutely. Here's another Swiss chard. Again, I don't know that they really taste any different, but it's fun to see the different colors. They're so pretty. Mizuna. So I planted, wait, did I? I don't know why I opened this because this is pretty new. Benigoroma Mizuna. That looks cool, doesn't it? Just really pretty. Brassica rapa, a variety. I don't know if it's that. Anyways, obviously that's an abbreviation. Niposinica. Benigoromo Mizuna. The serrated crimson leaves get their color from anthocyanin, a polyphenol known for its health benefits. Enjoy the crisp, mildly mustardy leaves of Benigoromo raw in salads. Their color intensifies when grown in fall. I just thought this looked really beautiful. And, you know, they said anthocyanin, so this is really good for you. Shigemasai. I've heard it pronounced another way, and I can't remember. This I got, first time I got it was couple years ago as a freebie, and I really liked it, and I've actually been struggling to grow it very well since then. Brassica rapa, a phenomenally tasty, stunning new superfood with 4 times as much vitamin A as carrots. A cross between tatsoi and kamatsuna. Lightly savoyed leaves have a velvety mouthfeel and lightly umami flavor. Heat and cold tolerant, suitable to grow year-round in most growing zones. So that's an awesome thing that they don't bolt, which I have experienced. So here we go, Komatsuna, which you keep hearing about. Old Tokyo Komatsuna. Brassica rapa. Perviridis, a traditional Komatsuna from Tokyo, Japan that is dense in nutrition and so refined in flavor. Komatsuna is known as spinach mustard. Can be used cooked or raw and have a mild spinach flavor. All right, awesome. We're almost done, guys. Grand Rapids leaf lettuce, I planted this at the end of the fall. I think, yeah, I think I got a little bit of these and not enough to really give a good review of it. There might be some that pop up this spring, so we'll see. Bred in Grand Rapids in the late 1800s, this variety is a Michigan classic. Grown for its large, loose heads and frilled leaves, it makes for a romaine substitute with much more flavor and character. Delicious, crisp, and easy to grow. And being in Michigan, of course, you got to grow a variety that was bred in your state, you know. Okay. Feathered Frills Kale. This I got, was it early last year? Yeah. A uniquely textured variety with finely serrated frilly leaves. Its tender texture and sweet flavor make it the perfect addition to salads. Feathered Frills is more pest resistant than other kale varieties. Other than the look, I want to see if it's pest resistant. I do have some growing in the covered hoop houses right now. I haven't been out there in like a week, so last I knew they were surviving. They haven't really taken on this texture yet, but we'll see. We'll see. I'm excited to see. Black Magic Kale looks a lot like dinosaur kale, doesn't it? Lacinato. Just thought this looked really cool. And because Lacinato is so cold tolerant, I want to try growing it because I have not. Think Lacinato kale, but with a deeper color and milder flavor. Which, that's cool because I don't absolutely love the flavor of kale. Excuse me. This new favorite is loved for its hardiness as it thrives in both spring and warmer weather. Its leaves are abundant and will reappear again and again. Enjoy cooked, raw, or juiced. That's pretty awesome. Wasabina leaf. Wasabina leaf mustard. Kind of looks a lot like parsley, doesn't it? Brassica juncea. 45 days, this mustard green has an uncanny resemblance to wasabi. Shocking chartreuse leaves with frilled edges make this a wild addition to a salad mix. Try roasting or stir-frying the greens, allowing a little oil and heat to mellow out the flavor. Super cold tolerant plants are also slow to bolt. So definitely want to give this a try for its flavor, but also just to see how it grows in my garden. And last but not least, I've been hearing about this for ages, and finally I got some. Purple Lady Bok Choy. Need I say more? I don't think so. Thank you so much for your time and your interest. Let me know, have you grown any? Oops, sorry. Have you grown any of these? Are you? Would you like to? Got any tips for me? I'm sure there are some greens that are missing, but do we really need more? All right. I really appreciate your time and your interest. Like I said, this is episode 5 of the Seed Table Talks greens. And so be sure to check out 1 through 4. Episode 1 was a new flower seed haul. There will be more talks about flowers I'm interested in growing this year. And why not? Because we all need a little bit of dragon. Episode 2 was the cucurbits family, and that was specifically cucumber, squash, and pumpkins. Episode 3 was cucurbits part 2, and that was melons. Episode 4 was legumes, peas, and beans, and now here we are with episode 5. Next up will probably be herbs, but we're also going to do herbs, flowers, peppers, and tomatoes. I was going to do peppers and tomatoes last, but I think I need to speed up peppers because I need to actually have started peppers like now. All right, thank you so much for your time and your interest. I really appreciate you. And if you enjoyed this video, I'd love if you could give me a thumbs up. And if you'd like to follow along, hit the subscribe button, and I'll see you around. Be safe, be well. Bye for now.